Yo, am I loud enough? Let me know if I'm like not loud enough or whatever. I don't want to be screaming at the phone. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Emperor's new clothes. Once upon a time, there was an emperor who loved new clothes. He loved new clothes made of silk and velvet and clothes made of satin and fur. He loved wool and taffeta and linen and lace. His tailors were busy making dozens of new garments every week. Every morning, the emperor swept through the palace in brand new clothing, enjoying the admiration of everyone he met. Your new imp cloak is exquisite, his chief minister declared, bowing to his emperor's pass. Indeed it is, your majesty, said another minister, courtiers bowing in turn. They always said the same thing no matter what they really thought. After all, no one wanted to upset the emperor. The emperor chilling, walking through, showing people what's happening. One morning, the emperor told the chief minister to organize a grand parade to welcome some new important foreign visitors. It will be a wonderful opportunity to show off a splendid new outfit, the emperor said. The emperor threw open his closet and gazed at the contents. After a moment, the emperor announced, "These clothes are all too ordinary. I want something extraordinary. Something truly magnificent. Something no one has ever seen before. Find me the very best tailor and the very finest clothes in the kingdom." "Yes, your majesty," said the chief minister, dutifully. I don't know if y'all can see that. So the chief minister drew up a decree. Messengers were sent to every corner of the land. The decree was read in every market square of every town. "Hear ye, hear ye," the messenger proclaimed. "The emperor seeks the very finest, most talented, most gifted tailors in all the land. Everyone who can create a truly magnificent, extraordinary suit of clothing, unlike anyone has ever seen before, will receive generous rewards. Come to the palace next Thursday with samples of your clothing. Hear ye, hear ye." Now it just so happened that two rascals were in the crowd that had gathered in the marketplace to hear the decree, and they hatched a cunning plan. On Thursday, along with tailors wound up to the palace doors, all of them had brought magnificent rolls of rich fabrics and brilliant colors. But at the front of the line stood two tailors who seemed to have nothing at all. "You shouldn't be here," said the chief minister. "The emperor only wishes to see tailors who have clothes to show him." "We will leave if you insist," the two tailors said. "But we have been tailors to kings and princesses all over the world. We have something very special to show the emperor, something no one has ever seen before." Impressed, the chief minister ushered them into the palace. The two tailors stood before the emperor, holding their arms out. "This, your majesty, is the first man in the most amazing cloth in the world. It was so fine and so delicate that it's almost invisible." "In fact," said his companion, "it is invisible to only fools and simpletons. Anyone with wisdom and good sense can see the rare and beautiful clothing." Of course, the emperor couldn't see anything. because there was nothing there. The tailors were actually the two cunning cheats who had come to trick him. Not wanting to look like a fool, the emperor said, "Yes, the clothing is magnificent." "Don't you agree, Chief Minister?" The Chief Minister, who didn't want to look foolish, said, "Yes, Your Majesty." The emperor immediately ordered the new outfit made of the splendid cloth, and all the other tailors were sent home, and a workshop was set up for the two cunning rascals. They asked for payment in advance, so the emperor gave them a purse full of coins. "First, we have to weave more cloth," they told the emperor, "so we will need a loom and the finest silk thread in the kingdom." When the loom and the thread were brought to, the two tailors got to work, hiding the gold thread in their knapsacks. They began to weave, but of course, the loom was empty. The next day, the two tailors came to measure the emperor for his new outfit. One busied himself with tape measure while the other spoke to the chief minister. "The emperor is in such a fine figure of a man," the first tailor said, "that we will need even more cloth than we thought. We must have more money and more gold thread." "Of course," the chief minister said, handing over another bulging purse. "In this suit, you will look more handsome than ever before," the second tailor assured the emperor. "Your visitors will be amazed, unless, of course, they are fools and simpletons." "Of course," said the emperor, smiling nervously. For the next few weeks and nights, the two rascals stayed in their workshop, keeping the door locked. As the day of the parade drew near, the emperor began to grow anxious. "Go see what the tailors are doing," he told his chief minister. The two cunning rascals refused to let him in. "It will spoil the surprise," they told him. "But if you give us more money, we can finish the suit sooner." The chief minister handed over another purse full of coins and then went back to the emperor. "The new suit is beautiful," he told the emperor. "I am sure you'll be pleased." The day of the parade arrived, and the tailors were summoned. "The new suit is ready," they told the emperor. "Here it is." As the emperor undressed, the tailors pretended to hand him the new clothes, and the emperor carefully pretended to put them on. He pretended to step into the trousers. He pretended to fasten the waist. He pretended to put his arms in sleeves of the tunic. And then he pretended to button all the buttons. Finally, the two rascals pretended to tie the cloak around the emperor's shoulder and straightened it with a long train. See? As the emperor stood proudly through the palace corridors, and the courtiers and servants bowed and murmured words of praise, the important foreign visitors were shocked to see the emperor wearing nothing but his wig and crown. They thought they would and they thought and raised an eyebrows. Nothing was said. No one would admit that they would not see the magnificent new suit of clothes. All they knew was that the clothes were invisible to fools and simpletons, and no one wanted to be a fool. A huge crowd gathered to watch the grand parade. Everyone wanted to know if their friends and neighbors were simpletons and couldn't see the emperor's new clothes. At last, the royal procession came into view. and the important foreign visitors walked in front, followed by the emperor's most important ministers. Finally, fanfare of trumpets announced the emperor was coming. A gasp rose from the crowd, but it was quickly followed by cheers. "Look at the emperor's magnificent new clothes," people cried. "Look at the fine cloth. Look at the colors." At the back of the crowd, one little boy hopped up to see the emperor's magnificent new clothes. Finally, the little boy pushed his way to the front of the crowd. "The emperor has no clothes on," he cried, pointing and laughing. The crowd fell silent. Then someone cried out, "The boy is right. It's true. The emperor has no clothes on." Soon, everyone in the crowd was saying, "The emperor has no clothes on. The emperor has no clothes on." The emperor knew that they were right and blushed with embarrassment. "I didn't want anyone to think I was a fool," he thought, "but I turned out being the biggest fool of all." And so the emperor kept walking swiftly, head straight and shoulders back. He never saw the two cunning rascals sneak away, laughing and clutching their huge bags of gold. The end. So I hope y'all had fun. I appreciate this opportunity. Y'all have a good night.